I'll call up Mike and I'll say, Mike, look, dude, we met at Starbucks. You gave me your number. Now I'm using a cold prospect. If it was a warm market prospect, I would say this conversation differently. But let's use the cold market. I've called you 2 or 3 times. I know you weren't able to pick up or return the call, and I get that because we're all busy. Look, here's the deal. You told me you were interested in health and wellness. You told me that you were excited. Matter of fact, you mentioned that you're a marathoner. I find that very cool. And at the end of the day, I also told you about some income potential, and you seem very excited about that. All of that's just random conversation, right? And it'll be different for everybody in the room. Here's the key piece, though. I'll say, Mike, look, do me a favor. Meet me tomorrow at Starbucks. Let me take 35, 40 minutes of your time and share with you exactly what we're doing. Nobody should ever... I'm okay if you don't become a part of what I'm doing. I'm not okay if you don't look. And here's the close. I'll say, but Mike, here's what I will tell you. If I share with you what it is that I'm doing, play a DVD, maybe put one of my business partners on the phone so you'll know that there's other people very successful at this, and you've reviewed all of the information, and none of it makes any sense to you. You don't get chill bumps. You don't moonwalk. You don't jump 10 feet in the air. If what I share with you does not resonate with you, could you tell me no? And there's the moneymaker. It's the last part. Could you tell me no? And let me tell you what people will say. 100% of the time, yes. And you know why this works? Because you're up front, one, telling people it's an opportunity. I want you to look at what I'm doing. It would not be valuable for you to turn down an opportunity that you don't also know all of the information on. So I'm excited about what we're doing. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. If it's not a fit for you, then I bought you a cup of coffee. We got to spend a little time together. And if it's something that you cannot see fitting into your life, I'll always say this for humor. I'll go, I'm a big girl. And they'll laugh. I'll say, I'm a big girl. I won't cry. But could you tell me no if it makes no sense to you? Let me tell you why you got to remember that. Because, John, at the end of the day, you're an older man and you look to be a very strong man. No one should have to be dancing around what it is that you do. And it surely shouldn't be an issue of trying to figure it out and get it perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. So oftentimes the quickest way to getting what you want is to just be direct. Nancy, if you don't like what we're doing, could you tell me no? And Nancy will say, well, yeah, I could tell you no. And I'll go, okay, meet with me. Let me share with you the concept. You're going to love it. But if you don't, I'm okay. I won't cry. It ain't no big deal to me. I'm doing this every day, sharing the information. Some will, some won't. I understand that. If you don't enjoy the information, if it's not a fit for you, could you tell me no? And 100% of the time, people will say, okay, I could tell you no. You know what that does for you? It allows you the peace of mind of relieving the tension that Nancy has felt from previous network marketers, where she feels bombarded with her influence with someone to come and spend money that she, one, either doesn't think she has, or two, might think she has to buy something she don't want to buy. Because every single time you're sharing the information, Mike said, he that gets the most no's. I don't believe with that either. I think no's is a higher probability because that's how business works. But at the end of the day, as your skill set increases, you should definitely be getting more yeses. But if I could give you any advice on even no's and yeses, it's this. Every single time somebody says no to you, they didn't say no to you or Zija. They said no to an experience inwardly that they're attaching to whatever information you shared. Yeah, so if they say no to me, they're saying no because of an experience they have attached to the information in which I shared. For instance, if they say, no, this is not for me, I can promise you that they've probably had a bad experience in the past. And so here's maybe what they're thinking. I'm not a good salesman. I don't dress like Mike. Kevin's a good speaker because he pastored. I tried network marketing one time and I couldn't make any money. My sister got me involved in something one time. I spent $1,000 and I wasn't able to get none of my money back. Meaning all of the information that is flooding through the video and in their life, they can't even sit long enough to understand how valuable this is, so they're attaching, by the way, everybody does this in the history of the world. Immediately they're attaching a negative emotion to something that's wonderful to you. So in their mind they're going, I can't do this. I'm not a salesman. I'm not made for this. I'm not good looking. I'm not pretty enough. I don't wear high enough shoes. I can't talk. I'm not a good salesman. So everything about the information is not that it don't make sense. is that they were inwardly self-sabotaging their own ability to participate in the movement because they personally think, I wouldn't be cut out to do this. Because if people say yes, can I tell you that if they say yes, they're also attaching a positive experience in the past, meaning that they're looking at it going, oh man, yeah, I'd like to get that car. I'd like to drive around in a free Mercedes-Benz. Hey man, I'd like to make some more money. I could see myself making an extra $2,000 or $3,000 a month. What are they basing the decision on? It's not because Mike was better today than he was yesterday. It's just that the person sitting across the table, Nancy, one saw something completely negative because they're inwardly struggling with a past experience. Right. So your ability as a network marketer professional is not to figure out who will do this and who won't do this. It's just that you need to properly understand every person you sit down with is already a little bit edgy, and they're edgy simply because 90% of the world is broken. You're trying to teach someone how to get healthier and make more money, and there's no reason why they should understand that. But if you can connect the movement, the message to their heart, I can tell you that 100% of people in America that buy anything never buy on analytical or logical information. No one's never purchased that way. People purchase on emotions. Speak to their heart, from your heart, and not only are your chances much better that they'll say yes, the chances of you growing a successful business will be more probable as well. So just remember, the best advice I could give you is just to be able to say, I'm okay if you say, I'm okay if you don't join the business. If the information doesn't make any sense to you, could you say no? And when they say yes, I could say no. Here's who will meet with you. Everybody.
To follow up with that, most of the people that I have gotten don't do the auto shop and don't continue. So tell me, am I just not following